Hello, and may the peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you. Welcome to a new video and a new episode about narcissism. I want you to know something very important, that a narcissist is an extremely fearful person, and among the things that terrify them the most are things related to their previous relationships, meaning their past supply. I know that this might surprise many people or leave them astonished because it's not something that would easily come to mind. The narcissist is genuinely afraid of these things. Certainly, all the fears of narcissism revolve around not wanting anyone to know about them or for their vulnerabilities to be exposed. When you know that a narcissist is afraid of a specific thing, it means they are weak, and this is something a narcissist would never allow. That's why narcissism completely avoids anything that gives an idea that they are afraid or anxious. By the way, this is one of the reasons why narcissists resort to smear campaigns against you, to tarnish your reputation. This is done to avoid any mention of anything that might worry or frighten them. Although my speech may be in the masculine form for ease of conveying the information, it is crucial to know that the narcissistic personality we are talking about can be a man or a woman. Also, I want to thank you for your support, and I hope that if you find the video helpful, you could like it and subscribe to the channel to help spread this information to anyone who might need it. Narcissists are very afraid, and one of the things that terrify them the most is if you abandon or leave them. This is the biggest wound that can afflict a narcissist. That's why they are very keen that you don't leave them, and they do everything they can, exerting all efforts, to keep you entangled in the relationship with them. And surely, you remember how much a narcissist can prevent you from leaving the relationship, sometimes overwhelming you with their actions and mistreatment. Even if you manage to leave an abusive relationship, remember how they can manipulate you into returning to the relationship multiple times, not just once. Therefore, we must be aware that the thing that scares a narcissist the most is being abandoned or left because it means they are a rejected person, and that's what makes you distance yourself from them. The fact that you can understand the life of a narcissist, uncover them, and know their true intentions towards you is what the narcissist cannot bear. When you reach a point where you comprehend the narcissist, understand their thoughts, and the real motivations behind their actions, it means you have reached a stage where you realize that the person is toxic. The relationship you are in is not ideal, special, or perfect as it appeared before you. This, my friends, is a significant problem for the narcissist when someone says, "I live by my reputation." The narcissist lives by their fake reputation that they have built throughout their life. When the time comes, this reputation gets scrutinized, and with that scrutiny, the narcissist's deception becomes evident. When someone begins to doubt or question this reputation, it becomes something the narcissist cannot tolerate. Leaving a narcissistic relationship, from your perspective, is a major blow to them because, as we agreed before, a narcissist cannot afford to lose any source of their narcissistic supply. They cannot accept it when you leave, and if they decide to leave you as a form of punishment and then come back to reclaim you, it's a different story. However, if you leave the narcissist on your terms, it is something that is not allowed or accepted by the narcissist at all. It's quite strange that a person does not even want to give themselves a chance to live a normal or healthy life, while simultaneously not allowing you to leave the unhealthy or abnormal relationship when you can no longer bear what is happening in it. Therefore, even if you leave the relationship, the narcissist cannot be convinced that you have left them. They will make tremendous attempts and use any means, whether ethical or unethical, to ensure your return. When a narcissist reclaims you, it's not because they want you for who you are, but rather for the narcissistic supply you provide. It's to satisfy their pride that they cannot be rejected, or that it's not acceptable for someone to leave or abandon them because this would cause a severe injury that the narcissist cannot easily bear. The only reason a narcissist may not attempt to come back to you is if you have managed to hurt them significantly and prove their flaws in such a way that they cannot counteract or reverse it. At that moment, the narcissist is completely exposed, and they cannot return because the situation becomes extremely embarrassing for them. The truth has been revealed, manipulation has been exposed, and their fake, deceptive image has been fully unmasked. What we're talking about, folks, is the biggest and most feared thing for a narcissist. You realizing and knowing their true self, then leaving them and the relationship. Additionally, sharing their truth with others is the greatest danger a narcissist can face. A narcissist completely relies on the perception that others have of them, considering themselves perfect and flawless. If people come to understand the true nature of the narcissist, their esteem drops entirely. The narcissist is then deprived of the praise, admiration, and elevation they were accustomed to due to their tarnished image. The narcissist cannot comprehend the idea of people looking at them differently than what they are used to, or the idea of people abandoning them. This stems from their childhood experiences of rejection, an emotional collapse they witnessed at a very young age. Though a child narcissist may not fully understand what an emotional collapse means, they feel emotional pain just like anyone else. At that moment, dealing with it becomes challenging for them, making them extremely guarded and developing a significant vulnerability, the fear of abandonment. Hence, the most critical thing for a narcissist, which is non-negotiable, is for you not to leave or abandon them and not to see them for who they truly are. They are well aware of their own personality, how they operate, and how they interact. However, they cannot change the inner workings of themselves or their behavior because they are convinced that altering their current approach would mean they could not fulfill their needs for admiration, elevation, and the feeling of being number one in everyone's life. It's essential to note that a narcissist has no intention of changing or doing anything that would make them change. The reason is simple. As long as they continue to obtain what they want through their current actions, there's no incentive for them to change. Fulfilling the narcissist's needs is crucial because it signifies that they are an accepted person. It makes them feel loved and cared for, something they may not have received in their childhood. Therefore, everything in the narcissist's life revolves around the complete entitlement to everything, considering themselves entitled to you personally and obtaining all your emotions, love, and attention without giving anything in return. Unfortunately, these tendencies become ingrained due to a childhood lacking sufficient care or attention that would have allowed for a natural and healthy development. The narcissist's fear of a past relationship, folks, lies in the potential exposure of their flaws or the revelation of truths known about them. The issue with narcissism is that their thought processes differ significantly from the normal way most people think. They perceive everything in a unique way, and their reactions are different from what one might expect. They tend to view every situation as an attack on them, often attributing such behaviors to either the shock they experienced or their exaggerated sense of pride. A narcissist has no willingness to experience pain again. Therefore, all their actions aim to avoid reliving the pain they endured in their childhood, particularly related to abandonment or loss. The narcissist assumes that once you fall in love with them, you will stay with them forever and continue loving them in the same way throughout the entire relationship. However, reality often deviates from this expectation, and relationships do not always progress as they imagine, leading to the necessity of leaving or letting go due to emotional distress. The narcissist cannot tolerate the feeling of rejection or abandonment. If such a moment arrives, driven by narcissistic panic, their reactions become unpredictable, and their behaviors are excessively exaggerated due to the intense fear they experience. When you understand how narcissists are inherently selfish, caring only about their needs and desires, you realize that you do not hold any significance to their narcissistic worldview. The narcissist considers you merely a tool, devoid of feelings or importance, to be used and discarded at their convenience. They exploit your emotional attachment to them to ensure you cannot escape or exit the relationship unless it aligns with their wishes and in their manner. Keep in mind that the narcissist is exceptionally skilled at making you feel captive. In the initial stages of the relationship, they shower you with overwhelming attention, love, and kindness, creating an emotional bond that makes it challenging for you to consider leaving. The narcissist's mastery lies in maintaining this dynamic, ensuring that you remain a captive to their desires, making it almost unthinkable for you to contemplate leaving the relationship, regardless of their actions towards you. Translation: Narcissus, when choosing his victim, selects them based on their unique qualities and traits. The key traits that a narcissist looks for in a victim include being beautiful, kind, and patient to an extreme degree. This ensures that the victim can endure the narcissist's mistreatment and behavior without ever thinking of leaving or growing tired of the way they are being treated. Thus, the toxic relationship persists indefinitely. This is the reason why a narcissist never wants to lose you, or more precisely, lose the supply and fuel that you provide. The narcissist is dependent on what you offer to sustain him. This is what keeps the narcissist attached to you as long as he is alive and connected to you. He will attempt to regain you not just once, but multiple times, in order not to lose what he needs. These attempts will be successful as long as you allow him to reclaim you. The narcissistic relationship is purely transactional, centered around what you can provide rather than a genuine need for you as an individual with emotions and needs of your own. It's crucial to understand that a narcissist cannot form a healthy and normal relationship. No matter how long or sustained it may seem, such a relationship will eventually crumble and end. Remember that a narcissist is a person who cannot be changed, and he will never think about things in the way you do. I hope you found today's episode informative. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. Additionally, if you have any suggestions or feedback about the channel, please share them with me. I appreciate it.